Welcome to Tea Time with Sam. I am here with both my sisters today. We got Becca here in the middle and Alina on the end. This is Rebecca's request and how we are set up. This is the way we were born, me being the oldest, Alina being the youngest. But fun fact, they're twins.
Whoa!
Yeah. So we're here. Plot twist. Plot twist. And we're here to discuss books. We've got a... You didn't have to mimic me.
I know, but I just thought I'd fight you on space.
You're the middle child, you lose.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we're going to do a little backstory here, because the three books we have sitting on this table, let's see if you guys remember what they are from my side to Alina's side.
I mean, I do.
Go ahead, go, because I don't remember.
I literally said it earlier. Oh, okay.
Isn't it like murder, mayhem, chilling horror, crime and mystery?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we were, I don't know, fucking around at the Barnes & Noble.
At the Barnes & Noble.
Shut up, I'm old. So we picked these books up. We took a selfie with each of us holding our respective books with just our eyes peeping over. We took it and then I ended up buying them. But why did we end up buying them? It was long ago.
I don't know why you bought them.
I don't know why you bought them, but then they were used in our podcast. Or I used them as reference for our short-lived Sister Sanatorium podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, but it kind of fit the three of us because you're into murder as a hobby.
Whoa. This is going out to the public.
You're into reading murder as a hobby.
Here we go. Okay, and true crime. Let's be really specific here.
And I like ghost stories because I can stomach those better. I also just like the haunting vibe.
I like a good mystery or a mindfuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is like the weird gateway into everything, but not really. We all have our own bookish journeys, but we have...
What is that? No, it's just my own little miniature bookish journey compared to your guys'.
Yours is a hobbit and bookish journey.
Mine's a bit of a struggle.
It's okay. It's not about how much you read or how fast you read or what you read.
You're more of quality over quantity.
Yeah, if a book sucks, I'm like, nah.
I know there's a lot of people who wish they had that. They'd be like, this sucks, let's put it down.
I'm just like, I can't do it. Yeah, I don't understand you people who are like, I gotta finish it even if it sucks. I'm like, nah, just put it down.
So I can properly critique it. So I have so I could say I read it and this is how I feel. Although I couldn't do that with Fourth Wing. I'm sorry to all those Fourth Wing fans. If you found love in that, more power to you. I fucking hated it. I'm so happy that it could bring you joy.
So let's rewind again. I brought you books way back when we were younger.
Way back in the day.
Way back in the
You
day.
want to throw that phrase
Yeah,
out.
but really way back when I brought you books. You would read the books I read. Alina would never pick them up.
I don't think I ever read the same books you guys did. I always just read my own books.
Yeah. So I read a lot of like witches and vampires, this is why this shirt is being worn today. If you watched the previous episode with Becca, she had a lot of vampire talk yesterday.
Shocker, because we're talking about Stay a Spell.
Okay. Oh, I wish I was there. I guess I'll be here for it.
Oh, no, we're going to talk about it today, too.
Yeah.
So, fast forward to now. You heard Alina was kind of off on her own journey.
Wait, I will say that I did read some of her books, which was mostly just the Sherlock Holmes books.
Oh, that's right.
You know, I had a very random phase. I don't know if it was middle school or high school where I started reading like young adult sports romance books. Like it was a series.
Well, this is a plot twist I didn't know.
I think I
didn't see
kind of
coming.
remember one of them was a soccer book, right? Yeah, one of them was soccer and the other was basketball. The basketball was cute because it was about a tall girl looking for like a tall guy, but the tall guy didn't work out, but her short best
king.
friend was one out of
There's
it.
an
and
anime
like,
that's about that too.
oh yeah, that's cute.
A romance anime. Anyways.
Oh, I think I need to watch that one. But yeah, I was like, that was a really short phase. and it was very random because I didn't really do sports. So I don't know why I got really into this, but I guess it was a precursor to me now.
I enjoy how you say that as being like the buffest one.
I know, but I like people think that I'm super athletic just because of the way I look, and I'm like, no, I only did karate and I rock climb and I work out. That's kind of it. And I occasionally do like other things, but like the coordination and ball sports, anything that doesn't involve my body, like anything that's an extension of it, I can't do. I know what that sounds like. Like if it's a bat, I can't do it. If it's like anything, yeah,
I understand.
Okay,
And that's people I'm like, no. If it requires anything past this, it's not
which
happening.
is why mountain biking's hard for me because I'm like, I have to control a thing that is in my body.
I have the opposite problem. Like, I did karate, and they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, I can actually kick your ass. I just don't. It's too much effort.
I have to like take off my glasses, and I have to get a skirt doesn't work with this scenario.
I have to, like, get angry, and I have to like hurt you, and it's just like too much work.
It's just too much of a mess to clean up. But yeah, I figured that was something you didn't know, but that was like a short little blip of books that I read.
I like this plot twist.
Yeah,
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, I forgot about it too until like recently. I was like, oh yeah, it was called Pretty Strong because I drew the cover and I really liked it.
It's like Alina lore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a lot of lore.
I love this.
I totally forgot about that. I just remember you telling me a story how you wanted to read, what was it, the Babysitters Club comic?
Yeah.
And Mom wouldn't let you because it was comics, and then you like obviously when I got to high school I got into comics and manga, and you're like, I wish you got into it sooner so that I could read comics, because I would read all the time. So like if I was reading, it's like, well, Lena's not reading, but Lena can read whatever Becca reads because she's reading. So if Becca starts reading comics and manga, Lena can read.
Yeah, I was so bummed because because I had a hard time reading when I was younger, so I found the Babysitters Club comic book at the library, and I started reading those. But yeah, Mom wouldn't let me read those, and I was like, okay, that's because they're like, it's not real reading, and I'm like, but this is entertaining.
There's words in comics.
Oh, wow, there's a lot of my book journey I kind of forgot about.
It's okay.
It's okay. I'm trying to find you a manga subscription app.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, anyways, fast forward to 2022. I got into ACOTAR, and I told them about it.
Yeah, I had stopped reading because college, but then she brought up ACOTAR, and I was like, okay, I've seen this around. Maybe this is the time to finally get back into reading.
Yes.
And man, I was like on an emotional roller coaster with that book. And then I took my journey with those books and tried to grab Lena, you into this.
It took a while.
It took a while, but
I hated the first book. I fell asleep through most of it.
you know, I actually liked the first book. I know most people don't.
I didn't.
Actually, after, because I had to re-listen to it because we were doing that road trip, and I was like, you know what, I don't really remember most of the first book because I fell asleep. Like, I remember falling asleep through the trial. Suddenly, like, Feyre's dead, and I was like, wait, I missed something, and so I had to go back because I was like, wait, what do you mean she dies? I missed a complete thing. So, like, I had to go back and re-listen to it. So I was like, I want to listen to it again, and I listened to it again. I was like, okay, knowing what I know now, this actually isn't that bad. I kind of like it. And I could see the red flags. And I was like, oh, okay, I got it now.
I like it all before Under the Mountain. And both of you know I hate Under the Mountain with a passion.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
But we got you hooked in somehow. Some way.
With persistence and the fact that it was snowing that year.
Yeah,
yes,
snowing
let's
really...
talk about your reading and snow journey.
Yeah.
For some reason, I can only get through these books some of these books when there's a snowstorm, because it's like I have to shovel snow and it sucks so much, and I need something to like keep my mind like occupied. And for some reason, books that I don't like that much, I can only get through it if there's a snowstorm, because I'm like, God, I need something to do.
The audio book.
I was like, and I need to be somewhere else that isn't a freaking snowstorm.
Escapism.
Yeah, like
Escape.
Like
Escapism.
Wisteria, I had a hard time getting through it, and it wasn't until this last snowstorm when I had to shovel did I finally finish the book, because I had 2 hours left, and I was like, okay, I can finally finish this because I have a snowstorm to get through.
So whenever we have a book that we're not sure if Lena's gonna like or not, wait till the winter season and we'll bring it up with
Shove it
her.
at
I'll be
you.
stuck at home, and I'm like, well, what else do? I guess I'll just listen to a book and I can escape my home.
It makes sense. I think a lot of people are doing that right now with the winter storm over on the East Coast.
Okay, I was like, we're not getting a lot of snow right now.
No, I'm talking about East Coast side.
That
Not
must be nice for them.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. So after we got you into Akatar, what came next? Was that the Twisted series, or
What was the Twisted series?
The Claire's series, Twisted Love, Twisted
Oh,
Hate. No, I think it was Stay a Spell was after that.
No, it was definitely, it was Stay a Spell, because I read the Twisted series after. So yeah, it was Stay a Spell. That was remarkably very easy to get through.
How did we convince you to read that?
I'm not sure.
yeah? Actually,
I don't remember how we
I
convinced
feel
you to
like it
read
was one of those One Piece things where like you didn't have to try very hard to get me into One Piece, and you didn't have to try very hard to get me into Stay a Spell. And I don't really. I think you told me about the world, and I thought it was cute and interesting because I
we
do
talked
like.
about like Mateo Alpha thing.
Yeah, I thought that was funny.
Okay, yeah,
And like I think the appeal of the audiobook version made it like nice.
understandable.
So I was like, oh, so they were just kind of like fun to read. Like even the last book in the series, I waited for the audiobook to come out because I didn't want to read it because I wanted because I really liked the voice, the audiobook readers.
I know,
for it
they're
a lot.
very
So I was
good.
like, oh, I really want to listen to this.
No, they're very good.
Who's the character that you relate to in that series, and also who's your favorite guy in that series?
I know I've answered this question before, but I can't remember. Who was the one I related to the most in that series?
Was it Violet
I feel
or
like
and Isadora?
Yeah, I feel like I was a mix of Violet and Isadora. Like I feel like I had like the sass of Violet, but still like the niceness of Isadora. Wait, which one's Isadora?
She's the second book,
Wait.
Hexen Drive.
Oh yeah, and her like independence and stuff. And I was like, yeah. So I felt like a
Okay,
mix
I
of
see
those,
that.
which is why like, I mean, Isadora also kind of reminds me of Claire as well. So I was like, oh, but yeah, I felt like a mix of those two the most. Who was my favorite guy in that series? I don't know if I had one.
Are you team Grimm, werewolf, or vampire?
Like how it becomes her interview.
We talked
Yeah,
about that.
I was like, because I don't subscribe to those things very much. I think I was Team Werewolf the most because vampires are too
Pretentious.
Yeah, they're too pretentious. They're just way too old. And then I don't really have much of an opinions on Grimms. I think they're just too moody and it just irritates me. But so are werewolves. But yeah, I think I'd choose werewolves.
I think the werewolves in these ones weren't that moody.
No, they weren't that moody. That's right. I think Mateo was the moodiest. Nico was actually all right.
Mateo had Alpha. There was a lot going on with Mateo.
Mateo.
So what was your favorite book out of all of them?
I liked the second one a lot. I know that wasn't a very popular opinion, but I actually enjoyed the second one a lot.
We listen and we don't judge, but we will have opinions.
I liked the first
Keeping
and
that.
the second one a lot,
Yeah.
and then I kind of just 1, 2, and then is the third one?
Third one's Violet.
Yeah, I was like, I think it orders like 2, 1, and 3.
Those are your top three.
Yeah, those are my
Yeah.
top 3.
Okay. And then, so, because I haven't read the Twisted Love series, you guys, well, you haven't finished it.
I haven't finished it. I don't know if I'm ever gonna finish it.
But
I'm
just-
really sorry,
Just,
Claire.
just get the audiobook and shovel snow, man. Especially with that second book. Just
I have no snow. That's the problem.
pray for snow and then just start shoveling.
I don't even remember how I got through the first book. I think you just told me to skim it, and I was like, okay.
I mean,
I was on a train. That's why. That's how I got through it. I was on a train, and I was like, okay, I can't really go anywhere. So I guess I was stuck. There it
I
is.
like how it's always escapism, like full-blown escapism.
But it's just like, oh, I feel like doing this and that. Like, it's a genuine hobby. Yours, like, I cannot go. I am trapped in a box. I am trapped in the snow. I literally can't go because my life is literally an adventure, and it is
Actually, I think
I
I
think
told
that's the
Eric.
problem.
I think I told Eric that at one point. I was like, I think just like I do so much. Like these are things that I wanted to do when I was younger. So I'm living my dream life. So I'm just like I can't really like sit down and
So
escape
you're like,
from
what is
anything.
fantasy?
I'm like, I don't need fantasy when I'm living my Indiana Jones life.
So if you haven't guessed already, Alina's very, very adventurous and very outdoorsy. I mean, we all
I would be
respect
too if there were dragons.
There's just enough fantasy in real life.
Why would I be here?
Yeah.
There's not something I can make a deal with.
Yeah,
so,
so,
like,
like,
But yeah, no, now that you bring that up, I'm like, oh no, that makes a lot of sense.
yes, you're trapped. I can't go anywhere. I guess I'll read.
Yeah,
So I can't escape.
Yeah, so I can't escape somewhere. I think that's why I usually read like mysteries or mindfucks in times when I'm not stuck in anything, because I'm like, oh, this is interesting.
Yeah, this isn't part of my daily
This
life.
isn't part of my daily life versus fantasy. I'm like, I'm all right.
I'm already living in fantasy. I ride dragons every day. I run into Faye all the time. I don't even notice it.
I don't even know they're there.
That one camper guy that just showed up out of nowhere, he was Faye.
We got the haunted place across the street. It's fine.
Yeah.
This is so. This is.
I live in a forest.
It's so revealing.
Why do I need a lot of sense?
This is very enlightening.
Yeah, I was like, I never expected.
Why is Leah have such a hard time reading?
It's been 20 minutes into this interview. Oh wow, we've had so many recollections of epiphanies
This is
happen.
so revealing about your reading habits. I finally understand now.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
I
I
can
don't-
time out recommendations to you now. You're like,
You're like, the weather's bad. She needs a book.
she's going traveling, so she's gonna be stuck on a plane forever.
Yeah, I was like,
There you go. Okay, so
Yeah, that's how the first ACOTAR. I was stuck in my hotel room after nationals because I didn't want to ask for a ride, so I just like turned on the audiobook and I was asleep.
Great. So we'll check up for the next book recommendation. So what's the next time you're like itching for an adventure and you can't go anywhere?
I'm going traveling in May. I'll be on a plane.
All right, so we'll time that.
We're on the Twisted series, by the way.
Oh,
I know, but I did want to call back to, adventures and like, oh, I'm trapped here. I want to read this. So in 2015, I moved into my current home, and I moved in the month of October, and somebody
Oh, we are bringing this up. Okay.
somebody was like, here, I've got a really good mindfuck book for you. You'll like it. And she hands me the House of Leaves, or House of Leaves. There's no that, right?
You just say you being self-conscious.
No, because it's very specific in titles.
I think it's just House of Leaves.
Okay, so House of Leaves, which has had a slight resurgence on TikTok lately. She's the OG here.
I read it back in like high school in like 2013, 2014. I tried to reread it. I don't know how I read it in high school. It's just very dense and just there's a lot of activity in it.
It's very
The
interactive.
pages have a lot of things happening.
It's an overstimulating book.
It's really fascinating though.
No, I'm highly intrigued. But she had just finished it, and I had just moved into my house, my new house, in the month of October. At the time, my husband was doing a lot of work travel, so I was spending a lot of alone time in my house. And she hands me House of Leaves, which is about a haunted house, just on a base level.
This also,
description.
yeah, because also when I read that book in high school, I was over my fear of the dark a long time ago, but then I was reading that book and I was like, yeah, this brought back my fear of the dark a little bit.
Yeah, so you kept telling me these things, and then oh, hey, you should read this book. I'm like, I'm in a new fucking home. Why would I want to read this? Like, I can get away with the dark, but like a new home.
Yeah,
Please.
this family just moves into a new home with a bunch of creepy.
Yeah, see? Yeah, it was like, no. And at the same time, the fourth season of American Horror Story came out.
Oh, I forgot about
And that show, at the same time, that was Roanoke was the series name. And the couple had just moved into a home, and her husband was like a traveling salesman, so she was home a lot. So I'm very at the time I was very dedicated to the show. Then you added on this book, and I'm already freaked out about my show.
Are you going to add the third part of that story?
Yes, I'm gonna get there.
We are gonna get there, okay? I thought we were gonna get there at first, and then it just got pushed
No,
back. And
no,
I was like,
I'm
maybe you won't mention it.
No. So, so I've already got this like unsettled fear right now, and then I'm out with Mark throughout the day buying stuff for the house. I don't know. We're like really close to Halloween at that point.
Yeah.
She texts me like kind of suspiciously, like, "Oh yeah, are you guys home yet?" Like, I don't know. Soon, I don't know. There was some like suspicious text messages. They had taken it upon themselves.
I'm going to save Alina from this because I feel really bad. This was my idea, and I drug Alina along with me. So continue.
And because you were the main one doing the text messaging to me, I thought it was you. Across my home is mostly glass.
Windows.
Yes, is windows to a big dense backyard, like a deep backyard. There's not a lot of, there's foliage back there, but it's not like a forest. But you look out there and you just can't see the end of it. It's a little unsettling, especially when it's new. Someone didn't have the forethought.
Seemed really funny at the time.
I also agree. In hindsight, I recognize this is not a good time to play this prank. It seemed really
I
funny.
appreciate the prank in hindsight. In the moment, it was horrifying.
Get to the prank.
This shithead here decided to print out my 3 top fears on a bunch of little papers and scatter them on all of the windows of the house.
The thing is, we hit them in like corners too.
Yeah, so like
windows.
the soap that sat on the windowsill of the kitchen sink.
That was the best.
That was fucking genius.
Yeah, that was rude. I move it and there's this little like doll face staring at me. I jumped back, and of course, so the house has changed since this time, but there was a bit in the main bedroom. There's glass windows, and my bed, so like kind of like how this couch is, my bed came out here. I slept where Alina was, so I would face the open windows, and we didn't have curtains at the time because there was this was a rude
It was
one.
a little dickish, yeah.
Yeah, so there was no curtains there because we were still so brand new to the home. We didn't know, and at this point, we had already seen a couple scattered throughout the windows, and so Mark graciously went back there to see if there was one. I was like, there's got to be one back there. I hadn't even walked back there. I was like, I know them. They know where I sleep. There's one back there. There was one back there. I don't know if that was the clown or the spider, but
One of the two.
one of the two. It was. He goes, yeah, that was not nice. And then she shows up at my house. She's the first one at my house, and I just shove her into the wall.
I was a little uncalled for.
I was pissed.
I was a little uncalled for. And when she did that, I was like, "You're welcome, Bex."
I was just like, wow, thanks for being my shield there. I like got no brunt of her anger at all. It's just super funny.
She was the one texting me. She was the one who showed up first. It made logical sense to me that she was the one who did it.
Yeah. Again, the bedroom one was a little bit of a dickish one.
I like to admit, yeah.
I will admit that one was a bit of a dickish one.
Yeah, because I would walk into the bedroom, I would turn on the light here, and then I would have the glass wall right here.
Yeah, but that was pretty great.
I kind of want to pull that one again.
There's blinds on that window now. You can't.
You have to open them at some point.
I actually never opened those.
Oh, okay. That's actually fair.
But yeah, so yeah, you just added to the, and I think like a week later, I was like, you can have this book back. I'm not going to read it. It's I still have it. I asked for it back because I want to read it.
Yeah.
It's just, it's daunting.
Yeah, well, it's like you bought me Ship of Theseus, which is like a super fascinating book. I haven't gotten very far because that also involves, that's even more involved than House of Leaves.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God. I was like, this is really hard for me to read right now.
Yeah.
Maybe when you're like stuck on an island with nothing to do.
Maybe, yeah, I might. Well, also, like, I brought it with me to our family, or Eric's family trip to Italy. And there's like loose pieces of paper in there because, like I said, it's a very involved book, and I almost lost one of the pieces. So I was like, okay,
not a traveling
yeah, like, this is not a traveling book. I was like, okay,
Interesting.
yeah, we'll get there at one point. I got it because Markiplier mentioned it a lot.
Who?
He's a YouTuber. He's a gaming YouTuber, but he kept mentioning it a lot. And then, like, I saw it recommended in a group of books with House of Leaves, so I was like, oh, I'll probably really like this book. So you got it for me.
Okay.
And then,
no, I
yeah,
know. I bought it for you.
I'm moving through it extremely slowly. It's just there's 2 stories happening at the same time. So I'm like, I can't do this because it's like book and then writing in the margins of like students communicating between each other. So I'm like,
oh,
okay.
that's super cool.
No, like I said, it's a really cool concept.
It's a really cool concept. It's just I gotta
I'm
put a
reading
lot of
2
time aside.
stories at the same time. I'm just like, holy crap, okay. Yeah, I don't know how to read this.
Really
a
like
lot
to
for
do
my brain.
homework.
Yeah. I don't know.
For the laziest of the 3 of us.
I know. I don't know why I do this to myself.
And here I am, like fresh off of Wuthering Heights, and I just need like a family tree to figure out who the fuck is who on in this whole grand scheme of things. Which one's Wuthering Heights? Wuthering Heights, not Withering.
Yeah, you said with I
I was wondering why your face looks like that. You're like,
I was hoping that maybe no one would hear it, and I was like, well, oops. It's Wuthering Heights, and it's by one of the Bronte sisters.
oh, The other Bronte did Jane.
Her face. I can hear her say, "It's one of those books."
Yeah. And my best description of it is like a soap opera, and there's just like I thought it was gonna be like a tragic gothic romance, which that is in there, but like there's a lot more like family drama going on, and I'm just like, what? And it's kind of like, again, it's like a car crash. Like you should look away, but you just can't stop. And I'm just eating popcorn, going like, I admire this man's dedication for like ruining everyone's lives around him. But, like, God, man, I hate this guy. Can't wait till he's dead.
I would just like to point out right now how we went from a book within a book to what's happening at the same time. House of Leaves mystery thing happening to your gothic soap opera. Like that, just between the two of you alone. There's
a lot happening. There's a lot happening.
There's a lot. Okay, so we're gonna tie this back into the 3 books. I'm gonna tell you the stuff I like to read. We're gonna talk about me now. No, it's me. I'm Gaston.
So no, I'm running this interview now. So what do you like to read?
You're so awkward.
Why am I so awkward?
She's trying to make eye contact with you. I know. Am I just so big and imposing you need to lean back? No, we gotta just. This is proper feels.
I don't want.
I should have shot you in the legs.
I was really tempted. I was like, this is really comfortable
just
right now.
Well, because I don't want to be like, so what do you like to read?
I also didn't shave my legs.
I noticed earlier.
It's been winter. I've been lazy.
Let's get back on track, guys. So what do you like to read? So I read a lot of different things, little different genres, but I really like stabby women.
Yes. This is why I read Cruel Prince and was like, sis would like this.
I love that book so much.
I feel like I would. I just like
we need to be
really
stuck somewhere. we covered this already.
The next storm, just pick up the audiobooks. It says all 3. I know, I started it and I was like, I'm not into it.
Yeah.
A winter storm.
You're not even like mood reader. You're in a whole other like category.
You're like trapped reader.
Yeah, I like I just read the Mindfuck series, which I know piques Alina's interest, but she's a serial killer.
Is it literally called the Mindfuck series?
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you not told her about this yet?
No, I don't think I have.
Oh, that's nice. I feel special. There are some books that she reads that I'm just legitimately not interested in.
Oh, this isn't like super dark like the other stuff.
I do read dark stuff. It's just sometimes I have my limits. I'd rather have a man trap his mad wife in the attic. that is my limit. So Mindfuck series.
So Mindfuck series. So she's a serial killer going after the people who harmed her when she was younger, and she ends up falling in love with an FBI agent who's a serial profiler.
Oh wait, no, you did tell me.
Okay, I did tell you that. Okay.
Yeah.
So I like that. Like we've got some true crime aspect. They both read it, but Butcher and Blackbird. Like I love my serial killers, just in a romantic sense. Like they're just kind of fun. I like reading about the murders.
I can't wait to update your PowerPoint.
What PowerPoint? Which one?
The PowerPoint. The one with your fictional crushes.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about that yesterday. Can you? But wait, we'll come back to that. So to tie back in everything that's in front of us, we got murder mayhem. I have a lot of pointy objects to kill people with. Gothic ghost stories or chilling horror, which
I like my gothic stuff.
Yeah, and then
kind of mystery because who knows when I'm going to read the next book and what it's going to be.
But your books are just one giant mystery.
Yeah,
your normal trope of them is mystery.
Can I talk about Stranger Diaries? Is this an okay time to talk about this?
Yeah.
Okay. Permission granted. We get like segued always.
I didn't expect you to really like Stranger Diaries.
I really like Stranger Diaries. So Bex got me into this book called Stranger Diaries.
And the only reason...
Hold on.
Okay.
In October, because it was Halloween. I'm like, man, I really want something spooky. I'm not really feeling the spooky season. Bex is like, oh, here's this audiobook. And there's a section of this audiobook that is read by a character in a game we play, Baldur's Gate 3, who is essentially the devil. And he's got
there's a lot of BG3 people out there.
Raphael, the voice for Raphael,
Andrew Wincott
narrates a couple sections of this audiobook, and it is just so good because he just does like the Victorian creepiness so well. It's like Vincent Price and like something else.
Thurl Ravenscroft.
Yeah, I'm not super familiar with his voice.
I got you.
Okay, I was like,
between we'll cover the bases of any.
And it was like the perfect book for me because I love like Victorian mystery because I was a big fan of the Sherlock Holmes series. And then it was just like, it was mystery. There was different perspectives. So it was like the English teacher who was in there had a perspective. And then it was the detective had her perspective. And then it was the daughter. And then little bits of the short story were like cut in between it. And it was like a whodunit. And we didn't know who done it. And I was totally lost. I had no idea who done it until the end. And I was like, oh my God, it was just so good. Like, it was to the point where I was in the kitchen cooking and Eric's trying to talk to me. I'm like, shh. I'm like, I'm not even trapped. I'm just trying to figure out what's happening.
I'm actually really proud of this recommendation.
I freaking loved it. And then, like, I had Eric listen to, like, the final cut of when they had, like, all the short story together. Because I was like,
Eric,
Eric.
have you listened to it? Because it's really good.
Yeah, I didn't know the ending of it. So that was new for me when I listened.
I told you about that.
What do you mean?
That last chapter of the book.
No. I knew that, but I didn't know how the short story ended.
Oh, okay.
So that was new to me. Eric and I were like, oh, and I was like, I had no idea that's how that ended. I was like, that was fascinating, and that was fun. So yeah, such a good book. I recommend it. I would have, like I was telling them earlier, I would have liked to have physically read it. Like, that's a book I would prefer to physically read. But I needed to hear Andrew Wincott?
Yeah.
Andrew Wincott's voice in it. And I was just like,
BAFTA winner Andrew Wincott.
BAFTA winner Andrew Wincott. So yeah, it's just
BAFTA for that role.
Oh, okay.
With Raphael, I mean.
Speaking of that, because you and I both read Shirley Jackson's. Did you read
Haunting of Hill House? That's the other one I love.
We Have Always Lived in the Castle is her other one.
I have that on my Goodreads.
There's another one I want to read by her. I cannot remember the title of it. But I wonder do you think she would like them? Just
I feel like I have recommended A Haunting of Hill House.
I mean, I probably would. I just haven't gotten to it yet.
I feel like it's more like your style of that like gothic horror.
Yeah, because it was written in like the 50s or 60s.
Oh, yeah.
So it's got a very specific writing style, which like I didn't know when it was written, but I was reading this and I was like
prose or something.
I was like, this feels like a very classic writing, and I'm like, I'm really enjoying this writing.
Okay, yeah. I would read that.
Yeah, I think you would like We Have Always Lived in the Castle as well.
Well, I gotta start with one of them.
Both of them are on my Audible.
Okay.
Like true sisters, they steal my Audible.
But yeah, that was probably my favorite book I read last year. That and This Wretched Valley was actually, I recommended that to someone.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. So because she's also a climber, so I was like, oh, you will like this book, I think.
So I have a watching a tennis match?
Yeah. I'm really close to this.
So I was like perusing NetGalley where I get my e-arcs, and This Wretched Valley popped up, and it had the silhouette of a skull, and I realized someone was hanging off of it, and I was like, oh, this looks like a rock climbing book. And I read the synopsis of it, I requested it, and it's about a group of rock climbers that go out to are they just logging?
They're trying to find so in rock climbing you develop climbs out of the faces, so they supposedly found a new area.
They're like sculptors.
Yeah, we could put it that way.
Sure, we'll include you.
They're more route finders. But yeah, so it's like, and they go to this area to try and figure out new climbs to like log essentially. Yeah, but then they get stuck there and it turns into a whole horror thing.
Yeah, so kind of like to put it in like modern myth terms, it's like a Roanoke situation.
Yeah, the author described it as the
like
Dyatlov Pass, but I considered it not really.
I
But
wouldn't
yeah,
consider it a
wouldn't-
Dyatlov.
Yeah,
pass
she
type
said she was
thing.
inspired, and I could kind of see that, but I was like, yeah, I wouldn't.
I
so.
would more say a Roanoke situation.
Yeah, it was a good book though.
No, it was really good. So I read it. I definitely got freaked out at certain points, but I
was like, it was really gross. But
I didn't even get grossed out. I was like,
I got pretty grossed out at one point because I don't really read stuff that's super graphic.
oh,
Like, despite my crime and mystery, my stuff never gets that graphic. So at that point, I was like, wow, I feel nauseous.
Okay, so see, I think more like because I can picture you in those places. I was like, oh no. Oh no, like I was getting freaked out that like my own sister could be put in these situations and I may never hear from
And
her.
Google Roanoke and Dyatlov Pass if you don't know what that is.
The part that actually freaked me out was when the girl like free climbed the 514
Oh, yeah,
then said she was down climbing it. I was like, my hands were so sweaty during that. I was like, because I don't climb 514, but I know what that feels like. And I was like, I can't even imagine that. I was like, that's so terrifying.
I read it and I was like, oh, this sounds kind of up my alley, and I can understand the rock climbing aspects because the author is actually a rock climber.
Yeah, I could tell she did like a really good job. And when the girl's like, I could do like 15 or 20 pull-ups, and I like climbing feels more comfortable than walking. I'm like, I so get that.
There was for just having very, very small experiences with rock climbing and then reading this book, I was like, oh, Alina would really like this from what I know, and I can't understand all of these terminology things, but it's enough
that you're like,
the way she was describing like the itch to like get on the holes and climb, I was like, oh, I remember that tingle. Yeah, I don't get it as much anymore, but I was like, I remember the tingle.
Yeah, so like, I recommend it to you. I'm so glad you recommended it to somebody else because I don't know if she's written anything, but
I don't know if she's written anything else. But yeah, I have like one more book recommendation.
I
never talk about books with anybody. I realized how much I never talk about books with people until now.
I would just like to point out this is how you looked yesterday.
Yeah. I think the final book that I would recommend is episode 13. Because it also fits with our book. I don't know if I talked about it with you guys. No. I guess not. So, episode 13.
You know what? You could just reach out to us and talk about these things.
Okay, yeah, being in the middle of you two, can you like turn the volume down a little bit? You guys are shouting, and you guys are right here.
No, but we're getting too excited.
Hold on. Episode 13, I got this recommendation actually from another YouTuber, Gab.
Oh.
Yeah, she recommended because she likes.
I know who that is.
I forgot you watched one of her videos.
She likes horror books, but the description for this one is episode 13, so it's a bunch of ghost investigators, and it's played out as like a transcript and notes from an episode. Cool. So they are filming the last episode, episode 13, and it's about this haunted house and like all the different characters involved in it and like the personalities and stuff, and it's a whole journey, and the end is a total like twist and mind fuck. And it was just that was I won't say too much.
Yeah, that sounds really interesting.
Because like I said, that one's also just an experience you go through. So I can't really say much about it because I also don't want to spoil it. But yeah, that one was a really good one.
Do you know if that one's on audiobook? Because it's fun actually listening to those transcripts.
No, I don't know if it's on audiobook because that was another one that I read physically.
That was how you.
Yeah, I do this, but it's actually more like this now. Kindle. And also, this is
last
sign
year.
Language, so I'm like,
at Christmas 2023, I bought her a Kindle.
I really like my Kindle.
I'm glad. I know. I bought you the matcha color or the green color, whatever. The perfect color for you.
Yeah, I like it a lot. But yeah, that was one of the other books I read physically.
So before this, which is why we're all wearing a shocking amount of black. Well, it's not shocking for me.
For me and
these two, it's a lot of black. Every so often, Becca decides she's going to record us playing a video game. Last episode, we talked about Baldur's Gate 3.
I watched our playthrough. It was pretty funny.
I think they're hilarious. Episode 1 of hers is out. But I don't know, probably like a month and a half ago by now, we played Phasmophobia together, and it was my first time playing Phasmophobia.
I'm so proud of you, though. Because you need the controls.
Yeah, because I read the menu.
Oh, you read the menu?
Yeah,
that's nice.
I just couldn't get my button to work because we had to like zoom all the way. It was
that was a weird one.
There was a couple little glitches in there, but we played it. Becca recorded it, and because she wanted to be Becca and be extra, she wanted a cover photo for it, inspired by the one and only douchebags of Ghost Adventures.
Yep.
So we were here taking some photos of that, and I'm very, very proud of how those turned out.
Yeah, no, they look especially great, the last one.
Yeah, They turned out great, and then we improv'd through the halls here in the warehouse.
Yeah.
It turned into Supernatural at one point.
Yeah, it was Ghost Adventures and quickly turned into Supernatural. So
And then I forgot that it was fake.
she got so immersed into our bit that she was our cameraman.
I was like, all right, I forgot. Well, it doesn't help that the setting's a warehouse, so I'm like, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Wide-eyed, like Scooby-Doo, like holding the...
And you're like, there's a ghost. I'm like, what?
Like, well, the clinic I work at is supposedly haunted, so it's like, that's okay.
Oh, it's for sure haunted.
I work in theaters, and I like haven't run into anything that spooky.
The cleaning lady says at night she hears people talking by the cooler when there's no one there.
That is
I've
terrifying.
also heard voices upstairs when I'm like working out and use the machine. I've heard voices talking upstairs, and I think people are up there, and I walk around and no one's there.
Oh,
Yeah, like it sounds like just conversation between women, which most of the clinic is women. So I was like, okay, it's just people, and then they're not there.
I mean, your fear that happened, like an hour ago, makes complete sense. It makes sense. It's fine.
Yeah,
It's totally fine. But what I wanted to talk about before we ended up segueing into phasmophobia very, very beautifully is she talked about fictional book characters and fictional characters, and we talked about PowerPoints. Becca likes collecting data because she's secretly a Grimm. Stay a spell.
Yeah, I forgot.
We decided this yesterday. She's actually a Grimm because of her weird
I've
data
lost
collection.
my vampire title, but
I'm a little sad about that. I'm not gonna lie, but it does make sense.
Like, I mean, think of Gareth and his like pretentiousness.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we know.
So what does that make you?
She's a vampire or a witch.
Probably just a wish. You like to be outdoors. You're a werewolf.
Okay. There's no female werewolves in this world. I'm a little disappointed.
Oh, that is true. They're all male.
They're all male. This is how the lore is written.
I know, it's a little sad though.
Well,
You
can be the first.
We have. Did you read Howl for the Gargoyle?
Yes, I did.
We have a female werewolf.
Why does this sound like a book I don't want to read?
I don't want to read. It's tier 2 monster romance, and you're never gonna get there.
I like how you called it tier 2.
I think that one's light. Oh wait, well
Is that on my book series?
maybe it's 3. Anyways, what were you?
I would say tier 3.
tier 3, I think, because it's 2 monsters.
I need to add that to my recommended reads. Because I have my introduction to monster romance. And then, I like that tier 3. And I don't know if Howl for the Gargoyle is on there. Oh, no, Games with an Orc is on there.
Okay, it's part of the same series.
So PowerPoints?
Yeah,
PowerPoints. Fictional boyfriends. What Becca likes to create PowerPoints of fictional boyfriends.
I like seeing what everyone's type is, because it's usually pretty consistent with
Especially
maybe
someone on this couch.
with like 1 or 2 outliers sometimes, depending.
I feel like you just talk about my PowerPoint.
There's only 1 outlier on yours.
I think there's 2.
Well, there's Gojo.
I can't remember who's on my PowerPoint.
Well,
I know they're
the
all...
Belmont.
Belmont.
Yeah, no, he just looks like everyone
Sammy.
else. Sammy also
Aragorn.
Aragorn
Oh,
also
that's
looks
right.
like that.
Yeah, and then we have Gojo.
Oh, and then there's what's his name? Aaron.
Oh, Aaron.
Mm.
Not
Not
Aaron.
Aaron Taylor Johnson.
There we go. So it also
Yeah.
started with a
Who
T.
manages to pull off like any facial hair? I don't understand that man.
The mustache. Like, I don't know why. I was like, I
Yeah.
should hate it, but it works.
I know. I don't understand. But yeah, so that's like that's
I want to watch Bullet Train again.
Oh, it's such a good movie.
fucking lemon and tangerine. Anyway, so like she likes long brown hair with like a little bit of stubble, typically.
Yeah, some type of
That's what my
scruff.
husband looks like.
Very tall, kind of gruff, typically as well.
Although I will say the one difference between her board and her husband is that he has 100% golden retriever energy, and all the men on your board don't have
grumps.
golden. Yeah, they're all
Yeah.
grumpy.
Except for Gojo.
That is, but okay.
He's the white-haired one with the beautiful eyes. I'll show you. You'll understand.
You want to tell me the anime that's associated with?
Jujutsu Kaisen?
Thank you. Okay,
Yeah.
that's all I needed to know.
Yeah.
Do they all look alike? They all
No.
have white hair.
Most of them have white hair, but you tend to like
Really buff dudes.
yeah, just burly.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although
very much I'll kill you energy. If you touch her, you die energy.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. Dean Winchester, Geralt of Rivia, Legolas in any form, though, or Elena Bloom in any form. But he doesn't really have touch her and die energy.
No, I think
that one's a bit of an
an
outlier.
outlier for you. Yeah.
Cassian, Rowan Kane from Butcher and Blackbird, and then oh my god, I already forgot his name, and I can see it, but I can't say it.
Kirishima. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
From
Oh, I
Yakuza
was
thing.
trying to figure out which one of those boys I liked.
I like how this was like a legit thing that you're like debating.
No, I couldn't figure it out. I think they're all drawn very attractive.
Yeah, I know. I'm kind of on the same boat. I was like, none of these usually fit my bill, but I kind of want to put them on my board.
Like, I think Shuma,
Shuma.
I think, like, because it's the strong, quiet type.
Yeah.
It's very fitting for you.
It's very fitting. But then there's
Kirishima.
Kirishima, and then there's that other guy they brought in.
Oh,
and I'm
yeah.
like, damn it.
The mask.
Yeah,
I
the
forgot
mask.
his
I was like,
name. It
damn
starts
it,
with
you got
an A.
another one
I
in there.
forgot his name.
It starts with an A, though. Yeah.
Oh, they got him in
Is
there
it a
now,
Kemi?
too.
No, it's not a Kemi.
Okay.
That I definitely know it's not a Kemi.
Is it AZ something?
Oh, Azuma.
I think it's something like that.
It might be something like that. Azuma, I think.
Do you want to tell them what we're talking about?
We're talking about it was a manga. I read the manga first, and then it was an anime called Yakuza Fiance. If you're very much into red flags in your then this is the anime for you.
If you're into dark romance, then you will like this.
Yeah, it's got all the tropes. It's so good.
But yeah, I was like, I couldn't figure out which one I liked. I was like, I think Shuma is the one I would have been, but then I like Kirishima.
You need to
because
read
he's
the
got, like,
manga.
the puppy dog, and then like the whole like snap into like whatever fucked
Oh
up
yeah,
thing he is.
I love that.
And then the other
He's
guy's
also
just
really
kind of
manipulative, and I'm like,
I love
yeah.
that.
I'm like, wow, it's kind of intriguing.
He's like very Carden like.
yeah, but he actually kicks ass.
Yeah.
And then there's the other guy because he's just kind of a mystery to me, and I'm like, oh, that's fascinating.
Read the manga.
Read the manga. You have to, and that'll help you decide.
Okay, yeah, because
I already told you which volume to start at to help you out.
Yeah, I gotta
in the
look back at
process.
it, yeah.
But if you
But he's
read,
on your, I was wondering if he was gonna be on
I
your board.
conceded yesterday and
Yeah.
let her put it on there.
I was like, he looked like he would be
She's
on
like,
there.
I'm not sure, and I was like, I'm putting it on there.
Well, because I was like, I don't want to tell you. Well, also because he has so many red flags. I was like, this is so bad.
you, I swear to
Well,
God.
I also texted her. I was like, it's a little uncomfortable that they're like technically all teenagers as well.
They don't act like teenagers though. They feel like college students or adults, and I'm
most
just like,
of them are almost 18 anyway. So I was like, okay, I guess
they're
that's fine.
they're animated characters, and they're not like minors.
Yeah, they're not really portrayed.
They're
as
not
minors.
lolies. It's fine.
Yeah, they're not portrayed as minors. They're very much portrayed otherwise. But yeah, I was like, I'm a little uncomfortable. Becca's like, get over it. I was like, okay,
Get over it.
She's like, they're practically adults. I'm like, that's fair. Okay. I was given the green flag.
the veteran over here on the site, my first radio, just get over it. You're gonna have questionable taste no matter which direction you go in. It's fine.
It was like when I was romancing Gail, and then I started listening to the voice actors podcast, and I was like, oh my god, he's practically Gail's character. Becca's like, yeah, he said like he didn't have to try very hard because it was basically him. I was like, I don't think I can romance Gail anymore. This is a real person now. This isn't a fake character anymore.
I'm like, you really don't know how to separate me.
I got over it very quickly, but it was a little
Obviously.
jarring. I was like, I can't do this anymore. This is a real person now.
Like, I don't think I can go through the
I don't think I can do this.
I'm just like, get over it. You'll learn to separate it out sooner or later. But I never talked about my characters that I liked.
Go ahead. You can talk.
I just feel like I'm just like, well, now about me. But I tend to like dramatic femboys and people who are very manipulative.
Yeah, you have a healthy relationship with your fic boys.
The thing is that they're collectibles, so I'm just like, I can get red flags. They're not people to me.
You're collecting.
I was telling Jeffrey, I was just like, I'm like, if these were any of my spouses in real life, I would throw them out the window.
You're like, no.
but like as like just 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 things that I can look at. It's fine.
When she showed you Uran, we were guessing, and she goes, "Do you think she'll guess it?"
Another anime, Uran High School Host Club. Definitely recommend for a good laugh. I recommend that one in English for an especially good laugh. But anyways, there's different tropes and
different like boy tropes, and she called it. She goes, "Sis is gonna think
that I like the princely type,
the princely type, but it's actually what is he? The smart,
he's the cool type, which is I think a very poor translation.
Yeah, he's more of like the smart type. Yeah.
I know. The more I watch this show, I think you're lying to me.
I'm really not.
No, I don't see why you like that one, and I can see 100%.
When you get to Kyoya's day off, you'll understand.
Okay, yeah, actually, if you do get to Kyoya's day off, it all makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just mad that I'm now I'm like my casual conversations with people is Baldur's Gate 3, sometimes video games, which I suck at, and now anime and manga. I'm like, what?
Which you like barely know.
I barely know. I barely like dipped my toe into all three of these things, and I'm having full-on conversations with people about it. I'm like, what's happening to me?
Like, who am I? And here I am, like, with my devil horns slowly growing
let's
out of my
just
head.
let's just bring this back to me for a moment. No. I would just like to point out that December 2024 was like a corrupt month for me. I had a psychotic break and started running.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
It was also the month that somebody decided to show me an anime that I got hooked on and read the manga right after because I needed more.
Yeah, because I knew you'd like it.
Yeah. So December, like things went awry.
What happened to my personality?
And all of 2024, I learned about Baldur's. Like I fully understood Baldur's Gate because 2023, the year you got married, I kind of was like, "What the fuck's happening?" 2024, we dove in, and I went, "Oh my god, what the fuck is happening to me?"
That's true.
So I went to Bishop. We were gonna play Baldur's Gate 3 for New Year's, but then I ended up going to Bishop.
Oh, and I wasn't gonna be invited.
I don't know.
That's cool, guys. That's fine. I'm not hurt. Continue your story.
Okay, well, anyway.
And she goes, "My dream was to play Baldur's Gate 3 into the new year. Guess that's not happening." I was like, we can probably wait till next year. And she goes, "Will we still be playing it by next year?" I said, "Probably." Most likely.
If I'm still talking about it casually, I'll bring it up. I'm like, oh my god, I'm still obsessed.
I would love for you to get the game, but it is a lot.
I can't. I'm sorry. I understand, but and because I know I have to play it on his computer.
Oh yeah.
Like it's. I mean, yes, technically, it's 2 computers that can support the game. But it's a lot. It's a lot, and I haven't even played Dreamlight Valley in a while because I've just been so busy.
Yeah, I understand. But you know enough. I know we're probably.
It's an hour.
Yeah, I figured this was going to be like an hour.
Oh, I expected it was going to be a long episode.
Yeah. Well, you've got 2 people instead of the one other person.
Happy to be here. I never talk about books.
I know,
ever.
This is so exciting.
Well, like my coworkers don't really read. Like I told them I didn't reach my book goal of 10 books. I read for some reason Stranger Diaries didn't count, so I technically read 8 out of the 10 books, not 7.
That's weird.
Yeah. Anyways, even though I logged it, and my coworker's like, "Wow, I didn't even read 1 book this year."
Yeah. Oh, we do what we need to finish what we were talking about for her to put in her Kindle case. That's okay. We're gonna surprise you with it.
Okay. Oh yeah.
I remember now.
Is this later today?
No. Oh, we haven't even started it.
It was like an idea earlier this week.
So this is fresh.
Yeah.
Okay. No. We need to finish it.
But now you guys understand my reading habits, and so do I. So this is great.
Yeah, so now I know how to fully flesh out this idea she and I had. So we got something in the works for you. We'll have to bring you back on so you can tell them what you got.
Okay. That sounds good.
I mean, I want to come back. I want to talk more books.
I still have my goal of 10 books for this year, so we'll see if I make it this year.
You can start with those 3 volumes of Yakuza.
I mean, you could just read all 8 of them and then be way over your goal.
I feel like that's cheating. Manga's so easy to read.
I mean, that's like half of my list sometimes is manga.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah. It's not cheating.
It's not.
Okay. But volume 9 will be out in April.
Oh, it's still going?
Yeah.
she did like a deep dive. I didn't even know that. I was like, wow, I really
got
gotta
know
know
what happened, huh?
Yeah, but yeah, Crunchyroll is coming out with a manga app soon. They're relaunching it because they used to have one, and so they're relaunching a new one. So hopefully you can. I was trying to look for one because I was like, I know Lena can read more if she has like manga.
She needs comic books.
I was like trying to. I'm thinking about you, trying to help you out.
So we'll start with you, Bean. What tea are you drinking today?
I'm drinking a chai tea with almond milk, although it doesn't taste very almondy, so I'm wondering if they used whole milk instead.
I saw almond milk on the thing.
Okay, then it was almond milk. It just doesn't taste very almondy.
Probably just use a different brand.
Oh, that's nice. They've improved almond milk.
Well, there's just varieties of tastes.
That's what I'm drinking.
Mine's a whiskey latte, and I think it's just mostly like sort of spiced.
Oh, can I
if
try?
anything? Yeah. With oat milk because lactose
I know
intolerance.
it made a nice smell in my office.
Yeah, I don't really know what that tastes like.
It's like the essence of whiskey,
Mhm.
not
Okay,
the
I was gonna say, I
alcohol.
was like, there's something whiskey about it, but it's not.
Well, that's why I said like spice.
It hasn't quite whisked me away.
And I'm drinking a matcha latte. But I love the sips. Well, that was the tea, and until next time, have a great day.
Cheers.
So I'm talking to a knife.
It's your microphone.
Try not to eat the puff.
This is some good chai.
Mom's just sweating. Mom's spaghetti. Windy out there.
It is. It is.
Yeah, I watched a leaf roll by and it freaked me out.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Or like when the wind hits the door, I'm like, oh.
When the wind hits your door like a creepy ghost roar, that's adoring.
Yeah, no, we all cross over each other. Pause. We have an incoming call from nobody.
Sorry. You notice the themes, the
No.
ringtone?
No,
It's Castlevania's Bloody Tears.
like I know that.
I also wouldn't have guessed that. I'm sorry.
Oh, I
It did sound like a video game.
Yeah,
from
it's
the
from
80s.
Castlevania. Vampires again.
Oh wow, what a shocker! They've come up multiple times in this conversation. The first time I was like, oh my gosh, she's gonna ram her head into the sword.
No, fine.
I almost destroyed it. Ah, this chime is much